All right, all right, all right. Just making sure the mic works before we do the big opening. Here we go. Good afternoon, magic players and card collectors of cards. Welcome back to the channel. We're here today, Kaiba and I. Kaiba's kind of taking a snooze over in the sun, so he's not going to be super active, but I do have the Kaiba Cam open for you guys. And it is a lovely Tuesday afternoon. A little freaking hot out there for my liking, but otherwise, can't complain. And since it is Tuesday, we know what we're here for. It's time for That's right, we got 5 packs of Destiny to crack open today. Kaiba sat right up for that. Kaiba loves it. Slash hates it when I make the loud shoutouts to you guys on the channel. I love it though personally because I love the enthusiasm. Yeah. Um, and speaking of enthusiasm, I have some exciting news. Um, it is tentative. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to say for sure, but we're looking at currently a solid possibility that there might be another stream this weekend coming up on Saturday again. If I end up doing another stream, I'm probably going to try and do it like a half hour to an hour earlier, starting between 7 and 7:30, just because I found I was running out of energy pretty hard at the end of the last one, and I don't want to let you guys down by being kind of like a very flat person, if you will, when we open packs. I want to have the excitement and the energy that you see right now, which partially is definitely hyperactivity and partially is just overtiredness, actually, because I have not been asleep since 2:30 a.m. this morning. Yes, I did not take a nap after work. Got back here. Cabin needs some attention and love. Had to do a bit of tidying up still because, again, I don't know for sure whether my dad's coming home or not anytime soon. But my brother's talking about having to come over and keep taking care of the plants this weekend and also about cutting grass. So if those things are true, then chances are I'm just going to turn this ever so slightly so it gets more meat. There we go. Like my visage. uh, if that's true, then, like I say, Saturday evening we should be able to do another stream, crack some more packs. And I do actually have something really exciting for you guys if we do get to do a second stream. If we don't get to do a second stream, I'm going to hold out on it until probably until I get a certain number of subscribers, and I'll open it as like a reward for that. So hopefully we can get that number of subscribers in a bit of a quick hurry because I'm really excited to open this one. I'm not going to spoil it here. I am going to do a short later, revealing what that product is that I want to be opening. But it is something I've been after for quite a while, and it is definitely something that I think you guys will all enjoy seeing me open live on the channel if I get a chance to, or if not, like I say, it'll definitely make for some exciting content down the line. In the meantime, we got our first pack of Destiny in hand. Let's get this going. Did I just turn off the mic? Nope, we're still going. Okay. Microphone. There we go. Okay, we're back. I don't know what just happened there. Somehow the microphone just suddenly cut out on me, and I could not get it back after I picked it up and put it down. So we're not going to touch it again for the rest of this video. We're just going to keep an eye on these little bars on my computer that let me know whether I am still speaking or not. First pack. Let's crack her open, see what we got. Like I say, tune in for that short later, probably today. If not, I'll post that short tomorrow after the Jumpstart short, revealing what that super awesome product is that we're going to open, hopefully on a live stream this weekend. But for now, we have Dollaramas to draw as a destiny to do, and it is the best thing, for sure, for some folk. Crap, I hit the mic again. Gotta be really careful with that. It's the only downside to trying to do these things so that you guys can see me and see Kaiba and everybody at the same time while I do the product is that microphone is always slightly in the way. But it is what it is. Ooh, an unstable obelisk is a good start. You get a colorless every time you tap it, and you can pay 7 to sacrifice it and destroy a permanent. Pretty solid hit to start us off. Ironclad Revolutionary. Aetherborn Artificer. Ooh, I think I've pulled this one before, but let's see. When it enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice an artifact if you do put 2+1/+1 counters on this thing, and each opponent loses 2 life. I'm pretty sure I've pulled this before, but it's still a pretty hot hit. So I'm pretty happy with that. Dustdale Worm. That one not so much as 7/7 with Trample for 7. I'll put you there in the mid zone. Yeah, we'll do top. Actually, we'll do top here. And we'll put legendaries there and lands here, and then we'll do mid and bottom. So it'll be like a giant T. Azorius Guild Gates. I would like to see a few different guild gates at this point, to be honest, because I'm pretty happy that I've pulled this one a few times, but I really want some other ones with the ink stamp. Blood Craze Socialite. 3/3 Menace for 4. When it enters the battlefield, you get to create a blood token, always good. When it attacks, you can sacrifice a blood token. If you do, it gets +2/+2 until end turn. Not bad. I'm going to put you mid, though. Cinder Hellion. 5 for a 4/4 with Trample, and when it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to target opponent. That's decent enough. You can go top. You have that extra little kicker ability on there that makes you better than the 7/7. When Borrow Witches enters the battlefield, return target knight card from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty cool. I only have one Knight's deck so far, but I might build a future one, so definitely not a bad one. Friendly Rivalry. A red and a green. Ooh, this is a Lord of the Rings card. 42, Master Legolas, says Gimli. Target creature you control and up to one other target legendary creature you control each deal damage equal to their power to target creature you don't control. Nice. For 2 costs, that's pretty good. I actually do have a deck I want to build out of a Legolas and a Gimli at some point. I just have to figure out what commander I want to run for that deck. But that is a really solid hit. Probably maybe the best hit of the pack so far. Screeching Phoenix, 6 for a 4/4 flying, but a 2 in a red, and creatures you control creatures you control get +1/+0 until end of turn. Can't complain about that very much. A little high on the cost though, so I'll put you mid. Flameborn Hellion. I do like Hellions. I have a Blitz Hellion in one of my decks, and it's really fun because it's a 7. Is it a 6/6 or a 7/7? I think it's a 6/7/7 for 6. You play it, it comes out, it has haste and trample, it attacks, and then at the end of the battle, it goes back into your deck, which is really funny. Haste, Flameboard, Hellion attacks each turn if able. 5/4 for 6. I'm going to put you mid. I don't like being told to attack. 1 in a blue for a 1/4 with flying, and 1 in blue, discard 2 cards, return this thing to its owner's hand. Okay. And on the sorcery side, it's 3 in a blue. You can choose a non-creature card you own from outside the game, reveal. Well, this one's going to the bottom because that is not playable in Commander. You cannot go hunting for cards outside of the game. Which, to be perfectly honest, I don't see why that's such an issue. There's some other things that they've made sure not to put in Commander that I agree with, like anti, but that doesn't seem like so much a busted mechanic. Alchemist Greeting deals 4 damage to target creature, and it does have a madness cost, so it costs 5 to play it regularly, but if you discard it, you can pay 1 and a red um, to cast it into exile. Or to cast it from exile. Wait, when you do, cast it for its madness cost or put it into your grave. Oh, interesting. I did not know the second part of madness. Dwarven Reinforcements. Create 2/1 red dwarf berserker tokens. Has foretell. It's a 4 cost, but you can pay 2 of that up front and 2 of that another turn, so I will give you top. Ooh, pretty Terramorphic Expanse. I like the artwork on that one. Nice little sunshine. Very pretty. And Memory Drain. Ooh, that's not a bad one. Counter target spell, scry 2 for 4. It's not a bad counter spell. Not the best one ever. A bad one. Decent start, decent start. Nothing too hot yet, but we're not through a lot of your packs yet. We might pull something fiery yet. Fingers crossed. Somebody cross their fingers for me because I'm busy flipping through the cards. Alright. Pack number 2 coming at you. What we got? Here's what's hot. Commander Sphere! Nice! That's an awesome pull. And it's the Lord of the Rings one, which is really pretty. It's the oh, the Palania, I want to say that's what they're called. I'm bad with complicated words sometimes in terms of remembering exactly how they're spelt and pronounced and stuff like that. But I'm really happy with that. That's actually probably my favorite pull of the day. So you go to the top for sure. Bloodloss Inciter. 1 for a human warrior that has 1/1 and tap target creature gets haste until end of turn. It's not terrible. Um, it won't be able to tap on the turn you play it, so you won't be able to give haste to something on the turn you play it. But I mean, afterwards, it's good for getting the stuff that you play that turn to be able to attack. I'll take it. How did you end up upside down? Craziness. Okay, well, Divine Glee. Enchanted creature has +2/+1 and has pay red. This creature gets trampled until end of turn. I like that. Only costs 1 to put into play. That's pretty good. We got ourselves a Thriving Isle. It's nice to see it's not a plains for a change. Ooh, old school card? Nope, 2013. But I like the design of it. Griffin Sentinel, 2 and a white, flying, vigilance for 1/3. I'll take that. I wish it was a bird, to be honest. If it was a bird, I would definitely be putting it top, but I'll put that mid. Actually, you know what? No, I will give you top. You deserve it. Somebody else, you can easily use other cards to buff that thing and make it better. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and has pay blue. Target creature gets flying until end of turn. Okay, so we've gotten, in the same pack, we've gotten Defiant Glee, which I'm assuming these are, yep, they're from the same set. I wonder how many more we can pull from the same set. I'm going to put this actually over here for a second, just to see if there's any other ones we pull in this pack that do the same thing. And they both have ink stamps too, which is nice. I love cards with ink stamps. Ooh, Auspicious Arrival. Target creature gets +2/+2 until end of turn. Investigate. I like the full art. Very pretty. And this one is definitely from Murders at Markov Mint. I can't remember. I only ever get the funny answer for that one. Like the one that everybody meme called it. I don't remember what it's actually called. The Murders set, though. We'll just call it the Murders set. That is definitely a good pull, though. Wiley Bandar, sorry. One green for a 1/1 cat monkey. Pay 2 and a green. This thing gains indestructible until end of turn. Huh. Cute. I like it. Frostboil Snarl. Enters the battlefield. You may reveal an island or a mountain card. From your hand, if you don't, Frostball Snarlink just tapped, and taps for blue or red. It's another Lord of the Rings one, so I like the fact that the scene is definitely from Lord of the Rings, which is cool. A great smoke rose about us, vapor and steam. Ice fell like rain as I threw down my enemy, Gandalf. Nice. Very cool, very cool. Predator Strike. Instant. Target creature gets +3/+3 and trample until end of turn for 2. That's pretty solid. Ooh, that might. Nope. It's 1993 to 2000. That's just inside the mark. Pay 2 and a white for a 1/1 that taps, sacrifice, destroy target attacking creature. Huh. It's interesting. Very, depending on what's attacking you, that could be really useful or really suck because targeting is hard to accomplish against some creatures because of, hexproof boot, the swiftfoot boots, or lightning greaves, or things like that. In such audacious thief. Human rogue, 2/2 for 3. Whenever it attacks, you draw a card and you lose a life. It's okay. I mean, if you got ways to gain your life back, that's not an issue. So, I'll top you. Shelter, 1 and a white. Target creature you control gains protection from the color of your choice until end of turn, and you get to draw a card. That's pretty solid. Solid instant there. Boldavian Atrocity. 2 and a black for a 2/3 with a kicker red. It has menace. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, you return target creature card with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. It gains haste, and then you have to sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. Huh. It's actually pretty neat. I like that. Did we get 2 Thriving Isles in the same pack? That's weird. But possible. Definitely possible. Alright. Well, can't complain too much. So far, so good. No legendaries, but we pulled some neat stuff. I'm definitely happy with the Lord of the Rings cards we pulled. I'm just going to put that Commander Sphere down here in place of these two because we're definitely done pulling cards from there. Commander Sphere, where are you? Because that is definitely my favorite card of the day so far. I'm pretty sure I had one copy of that from the Aragorn precon that I have, but that one can go in my Sauron deck that I made from scratch, so that'll be cool to add into there. Pack number 3, opening with some glee. Can we pull something neat? That would be sweet. Quick sip of Coke to make sure I don't choke. Alright, here we go. Fiendbinder. 3/2 for 4. Whenever it attacks, target creature defending player control. Tap target creature defending player controls. It's okay. It's another soldier, so if I want to build a human soldier deck, I've got some pretty neat ones today. Dark Dabbling. Regenerate target creature, draw a card. Costs 3, but instant speed, that's pretty good. If there are 2 or more instant and or sorcery cards in your graveyard, also regenerate each other. Ooh, now that is awesome. That is freaking fire. You go to the top. Old card, 93 to 98. Combat Medic. 2 and a white for a 0/2. Pay 1 and a white, prevent 1 damage to a creature or player. Huh. I do love my old school cards, so you go to the top for that, but I'm not sure how often it is in creature, which is pretty nice. It is a soldier, so yeah, alright. Shortcut to mushrooms. Choose battlefield, the ring tempts you. At the beginning of your end step, if a permanent you control left the battlefield this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Nice. Solid enchantment. Beck and Call. Beck is green and blue. Call is 4 white and blue. And Fuse, you can cast one or both halves of this card from your hand. Cool, so you can cast both parts at the same time. Beck says whenever a creature enters the battlefield this turn, you may draw a card. And Call says put 4 1/1 white bird creature tokens with flying onto the battlefield. Okay, so these tokens enter, and I assume they trigger this, which means you get to draw 4 cards. Not a bad card for cost 8 to play both sides, but the effects are pretty nice. I'm going to still put you mid, though, because you're sorcery speed. Stinging Shot. Instant. Put 3 -1/-1 counters on target creature with flying. Cycle 2. Huh. Meh. I mean, I like that better than just destroying target creature with flying like they always do. At least this, mitigates some nonsense if keeps, that creature from well, whatever. You get what I mean. Keeps the creature in play but weakens it, so they're less likely to use it, is what I'm trying to say. There we go. 3 to blue for 3/2 that's called Cloak Siren. It has flash and flying, and that is not good enough to get you on my side, so you go down. You, however, are Merfolk Spy, a 1/1 with Island Walk, and whenever it deals damage to a player, that player reveals a card at random from his or her hand. You go to the top, because that could be fun in my wizard or my Merfolk deck. Irrigated Farmland, Plains Island, nice. So that means it's searchable. Always good to pull searchable lands. Mentor of the Meek. Whenever another creature you control with power 2 or less enters, you can pay 1 if you do draw a card. He's a pretty solid one, and I like the artwork on this one. That is a pretty cool one. I'm not sure which jumpstart that's from, but nice. Mardu Banner. 3 for an artifact that taps for red, white, or black, and you can pay red, white, and black, tap it, sacrifice it, draw a card. Can't complain about that overall. On the Job. Full art, another one from the Murder set. Creatures you control get +2/+1 until end of turn, and you investigate. Costs 4 to put into play, but bad. Tidal Wave. Put a 5/5 blue wall creature token with Defender onto the battlefield. Sacrifice it at the beginning of your next end step. Okay. I like the idea of the card. I don't think they understand what a wall and a wave are, though. Because why would you make a wall creature token for a tidal wave? Let's see, maybe the flavor text will help. The floor of the sea is paved with the shattered remains of vessels that navigated its surface unwelcomed. That's the god of the sea. Nope, that does not help at all. So with that said, I think it's weird, like a flavor fail. But on the other hand, I think it's kind of a cool card, so I'm gonna mid you. We got another Ball Divine Atrocity and a Nantuko Cultivator. When this thing enters the battlefield, you may discard any number of land cards, put that many +1/+1 counters on it, and draw that many cards. Not terrible. You definitely need to have at least a couple lands in your hand when you put that into play, otherwise it's kind of a weak play, but I'll take it. 2 packs left. Still looking for that legendary. Hopefully we can pull one. We do love legendaries on this channel. But this is a weird pack. I think they messed up this pack. There's like half flipped and half not flipped. Good thing I'm doing this off camera so you guys can't see it because I don't want spoilers. I'll do this part on camera though. Alright, here we go. Ooh, we got a room to start us off. Underwater tunnel and slimy aquarium. I'm not sure if I had this one yet, so solid if I don't have it. When you unlock this door, surveil 2. When you unlock this door, manifest dread and then put a +1/+1 counter. I don't think I had this one yet, so I'm pretty happy with that. Is it top worthy? No. Not for what it does, though. Racecourse Fury. Enchant land. Enchanted land has target creature gains haste until end of turn if you tap it. Huh. Interesting aura. Titan Strength. 1 for an instant that says target creature gets +3/+1 until end of turn, and then you get to scry 1. Okay. Lightning Stormkin is a good one. Flying Haste 2/2 for 1 blue and 1 red. I'll take that. That's not bad. Nice elemental wizard. Volshock Morningstar. Quick creature gets +2/+2. It takes 2 to put into play and 2 to equip it. Reasonable. Select for inspection. Return target tapped creature to its owner's hand and then scry 1. Yeah, okay. I mean, if you play it at the right time, that's pretty good. Silent Dart. 1 to put into play, 4 to use its ability, where you have to tap it, sacrifice it, and it deals 3 damage to target creature. No. Costs too much to use the ability for what it does. Crippling Chill. 2 and a blue. Tap target creature. It doesn't untap during its controller's next untap step, and you draw a card. Yeah, okay. Clear Shot. Target creature you control gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It deals damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. Yeah, I like those ones better than fight spells, so I'll pick that. Ooh, so close. I thought we had a legendary creature, but it's not. It is a legendary enchantment. Background, raised by giants. Commander creatures you own have base power and toughness 10/10 and are giants in addition to their other types. Holy crap. I have not pulled this before. Ever. The only background that I ever had before was Far Traveler. Maybe I have one more, and if I do, it's not one that I'm keen to play. I like Far Traveler. Far Traveler lets you blink your creatures. This is pretty badass, though. I don't know what deck I'm going to put that in, but I am pretty stoked to have pulled that, and I will put that over here because it does count actually as a. The way backgrounds work is they play with a commander in the command zone, so I'm going to still count that as our legendary pull for the day. It's like a loophole pull, but I will take it. Set for charge. 1 and a blue to put the enchantment into play, 1 and a blue to give target creature flying until end of turn. Sure. All armies prefer high ground to low and sunny places to dark. What? All armies prefer high ground to low and sunny places to dark. I think that's like a 3-tier comparison. Kind of a weird proverb there, though. Strength of the pack. 4 and 2 green, put 2 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control. Yeah, that's good. That's real good. Ooh, Knight of Valor. Summon Knight. 2 and a white for 2/2 from 1996. That's pretty good. The artwork's insane. And it has flanking. Whenever a creature without flanking is assigned to block this creature, the blocking creature gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Then you can pay 1 and a white. Each creature without flanking blocking Knights of Valor gets -1/-1 until end of turn. Okay, so you can actually end up giving all the creatures -2/-2 until end of turn that block this. It's only a 2/2, so it starts out pretty weak, but if you can buff this, that thing could be pretty cool. I am pretty stoked with that pull, actually. You know what? We're going to set aside some of the older cards, too. Old school cards. We got that one today. We counted you. So far, we pulled 2 old school cards. And now this one makes 3. And that one makes 4, potentially. 93 to 2000? Yes, it will count. Prison Barricade. Wall. Walls can't attack. Kicker, 1 and a white to put into play. It's a 1/3. If you paid the kicker cost, this thing comes into play with a +1/+1 counter and can attack as though it weren't a wall. Nice. Now, I wonder if all walls can't attack, if that's like just the rule of walls in MTG, or if that's like specifically a rule to this card, or if this card being in play means all my walls will never be allowed to attack. Not sure how that works, but curious. And finally, Imposing Vantasaur. Vigilance, cycling 1, 3, 6 for a 6. Not bad. Is it going to make the cut in my dinosaur deck? Probably not. If I built a second dinosaur deck, would it make the cut? Hell yes. I do like the fact that it's a vigilant and 6/6 or 3/6 is good, but I don't like how high it costs, to be honest. Although at least it's only one white pit. My dinosaur deck is too finely tuned at this point. You guys have seen it on the channel. I really don't know what I would remove to put that card in, so I'm sure I will find another deck though that I can put that into at some point. I'm not too worried about that. I have way too many cards not to be building more decks. In fact, I made a decision the other day, actually. Before I finish this pack, I'm gonna make I'm gonna make this declaration on the channel so I can hold myself to my own promise a little bit better than I normally would. I am not going to buy any more cards after the thing I just recently bought because the thing I recently bought was a little expensive. Not crazy expensive, not like Final Fantasy expensive, but it was up there for me personally. And I decided after buying that I am not going to buy any more packs or any cards with the exception of 7 packs of the new space set for of course new set versus old set. And I'm also going to, of course, keep buying Dollarama Draws of Destiny packs. But beyond those, I really don't want to keep buying any magic cards because I want to save up money for Avatar. At the end of the year, I am planning to go full in on Avatar. I'm probably going to pick up at least 2 of the commander decks if they have commander decks, which I assume they're going to. Probably going to pick up 3 or 4 of them to be perfectly honest, if I can, depending on what their playstyle is and how well they do with the flavor. I probably will get a bunch of collector boosters. I will probably get a bunch of play boosters. I'm gonna go all in, essentially. The last, like, I'm not exactly sure when Avatar comes out, but assuming it comes out at, let's say, like, tail end of November, beginning of December, I figure that full month is going to be Avatar month. So get yourselves ready for that. All right. But yeah, so other than Dollarama Draws of Destiny packs and the, like I say, the 7 Eternal Space packs, I probably will not be buying it. Oh, I'm trying not to buy anything else. I will get the occasional product, I assume, for random Saturday openings. But who knows? Maybe Saturdays will end up just getting cut from the channel list, or maybe I'll start trying to record some of my games and see if I can put those on the internet for you guys. We'll see. In the meantime, and in between time, we've got ourselves a Mortis Strider. He is a 1 blue black 1/1, and when he dies, he returns to your owner's hand. Not bad, not amazing. Demir's best agents hide from death itself. I do like the flavor though, and I do like the artwork. So I will give you top bill. No, I will. Yeah, I will give you top bill for that. Yes, we pulled a legendary. I do think I already had this one, but I will still take another legendary any day of the week. Mauher Urukai Captain. He is a 2/2 for 1 in red and in black. Sorry, for 1 red and 1 black. Menace. If 1 or more +1/+1 counters would be put on an army, a goblin, or an orc you control, that many plus an extra an extra +1/+1 counter are put on it instead. Nice. About 80% sure I already had this one, but this could be a good fit for my goblin deck. Ooh, Human Berserker. Bloodthirst 2. If an opponent was dealt damage this turn, this creature enters with 2 +1/+1 counters. Nice. And it's only a 1/1 for 2 with trample, but I mean, if it enters with the +1/+1 counters, it becomes a 3/3, and you can boost it in green and red pretty simply, so I could put you top. Bleak Coven Vampires. 5, 3 and 2 black for 4/3. When this thing enters the battlefield, if you control 3 or more artifacts, target player loses 4 life and you gain 4 life. That's interesting. Vampires dealing with artifacts other than blood tokens. Not really sure what vampires and artifacts have to do with each other much, but I will mid you. Ah, itchy elbow! Itchy elbow! Kaiba's just completely KO'd now. Ray of Desolation. Destroy target enchantment, you gain 3 life. Instant speed, but it costs 3, so I'm gonna mid you. Ooh, old school card again. Nice. Ray of Erasure. Instant, target player takes the top card of his or her library, puts it in his or her graveyard. Draw a card at the beginning of the next turn's upkeep. Huh. It's neat. I don't mind that at all. It's old school, so it goes over here. Temple of Abandon. Enters battlefield tapped, you get to describe 1, you get green or red. I like the artwork on it in particular. So, solid pull there. Ooh, Worn Power Stone. Choose the battlefield tapped, add 2 colorless. Costs 3, but I mean, that's not terrible. I will keep you up there. Wickerfolk Thresher. 3 and a green for a 5/4. Whenever it attacks, if there are 4 more card types among cards in your graveyard, look at the top card of your library. If it's land, you can put it onto the battlefield. If you don't put that card onto the battlefield, put it into your hand. Okay, he's pretty good. Ooh, room, ticket booth, and tunnel of hate. Nice! Okay, that's awesome. Ticket booth, I don't care about so much. When you unlock that door, you get Manifest Dread. Sure, that's okay. Tunnel of Hate is insane. Whenever you attack, target creature gains double strike until on turn. That is cool. And I have actually a really good deck for putting that in, so I'm glad I got an extra copy. Spectral Snatcher, 4 and 2 black. Ward, discard a card. It has Swamp Cycling 2 and is a 6/5. I'm going to put you mid. Zombie Minotaur, 2 and a black for 2/3. That has no abilities. I'm going to put you mid. You got there only because you're a zombie. Madcap skills. 1 and a red for enchant creature. Enchanted creature is +3/+0 and can't be blocked except by 2 or more creatures. Basically gives it menace. I'll take that. That's not bad. And 2 cards left. Wait, is that old? Nope, 2013. Hazda Snare Squad. Whenever this thing attacks, you may pay white if you do tap target creature an opponent controls. It's not bad. Costs 3 for a 1/4, but not bad. And Ancient Crab, 1 and 2 blue for a 1/5 with just flavor text. The banks of the Luxa River attract all manner of predator, but only the most resilient of prey. You can go mid because you have interesting flavor text. Alright, I mean, I don't think we can complain about today's Draws of Destiny. We got a pretty solid stack of really good stuff here to play with. Got some nice lands. Got a new background that is insane. I don't know what creature I have that I'm going to make a deck out of with this, but definitely going to figure out something, and it's going to be a lot of fun when I do. In the meantime, in between time, much love to you all from you. Take care. Keep an eye out for that short tomorrow so you can see what cool product I've pulled. And I will see you in the main videos again on Thursday. All right.